Welcome to episode 54 of the Self-Care 101 podcast, helping you to crush overwhelm, stay focused and live better, with your host, Puja McClymont. Thank you so much for listening today. I've talked a lot about taking this time as an opportunity for growth, whether that's personal growth by way of self-development or more practical pursuits like work and home life. Now I want to take this a little further today and provide you with some information that has not only inspired me, but also helps in getting truly practical about using this time as an opportunity. Now, I have a lot of mentors. Most of them I don't know personally and may never meet, but they still inspire me nonetheless. When I'm feeling stuck about life or work, I'm usually very unproductive. I feel stressed and go into a bit of woe is me with everything that applies to my life. Now, when this happens, I know that it's because I haven't been actively growing. I haven't been working on my personal journey, what matters to me, what feeds my soul, and what helps me to grow. At times like these, I stop and I start learning. Now, this recently happened to me, so I found myself absorbing learning from one of my favourites, Jay Shetty, through his podcast. He had an interview there with one of my mentors, Robin Sharma. Robin was a catalyst to get me into coaching. I was astounded at how much our thinking was alike, even before I chose to go down the coaching path. I discovered Robin on my healing journey from depression. He's an author and leadership coach, seriously incredible, and can articulate so beautifully what I share more practically within my practice with my clients. Whilst listening to this show, they talked about mindset and how this seems to be the path that everyone is speaking about at the moment. Now, I lead with this too in my work, but the sets are woven into my work with clients, and that's what I want to talk about today. So what are the sets? Your heart set, your health set, your mindset, and your soul set. From Robin Sharma's book, The 5am Club, I'm going to share today a really special excerpt that has helped me to up-level my life, and it inspires me every day. So let's get to it. Now, this excerpt is taken from chapter 4 of the 5am Club, Letting Go of Mediocrity and All That's Ordinary. I've learned the importance of being around only the highest quality wherever I go. That's one of the best winning moves I've made to create the life I've crafted. In my businesses, I only allow in top players because you can't have an A-level company with C-level performers. We only release products that totally disrupt our market and then absolutely change the field by how valuable they are. My enterprises only offer services that ethically enrich our clients, deliver a breathtaking user experience, and breed fanatical followers who couldn't imagine doing business with anyone else. And in my personal life, it's the same thing. I only eat the best food, though I don't eat a lot of it. I only read the most original and thoughtful books, spend my time in the most light-filled and inspiring of spaces, and visit the most enchanting of places. And when it comes to relationships, I only surround myself with human beings who fuel my joy, stoke my peace, and excite me to become a better man. Life's way too valuable to hang with people who don't get you, who you just don't vibe with, who have different values and lower standards than you do, who have different mindsets, heart sets, health sets, and soul sets. It's a little miracle how powerfully and profoundly our influences and environments shape our productivity as well as our impact. In a culture of cyber zombies, addicted to distraction and afflicted with interruption, the wisest way to guarantee that you consistently produce mastery level results in the most important areas of your professional and personal life is to install a world-class morning routine. Winning starts at your beginning, and your first hours are when heroes are made. Wage a war against weakness and launch a campaign against fearfulness. You truly can get up early, and doing so is a necessity in your awesome pursuit toward legendary. Take excellent care of the front end of your day, and the rest of your day will pretty much take care of itself. Own your morning. Elevate your life. Here's the precious little secret that the titans of industry, the standout performers of artistry, and the ultra achievers of humanity will never share with you. Gargantuan results are much less about your inherited genetics and far more about your daily habits. And your morning ritual is by far the most essential one to calibrate and then automate. When we see the icons in action, the forceful seduction sold to us by our civilization is to believe that they were always that great, that they were born into their exceptionalism, that they won the fortunate DNA lottery, that their genius was inherited. Yet the truth is that we are watching them in their full blazing glory after years of following a process, one that involves ceaseless hours of practice. When we observe magnificent plays in business, sports, science, and the arts, we are observing the earned results of a monomaniacal concentration around a single pursuit, astronomical focus on one skill, intensity of sacrifice applied to one aim, unusual levels of deep preparation, and extreme amounts of solid patience. Remember, every professional was once an amateur, and every master started as a beginner. Ordinary people can accomplish extraordinary feats once they've routinized the right habits. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about owning your own mastery. We're talking about not comparing ourselves to other people. We're talking about when we look at people that we're inspired by, like a J-Lo, like a Serena Williams, like a titan of industry, a Richard Branson, we're looking at them, not to look at them as if luck has got them to where they've got to, but we're looking at them with inspiration for their hard work to be where they are today. Success doesn't happen overnight. No matter how you see it, how you receive it, success does not happen overnight. Success comes from hard work. Success comes from taking opportunities that are presented to you. Success comes from believing in yourself, this unfathomable belief, this belief that I talk about being confident to the point of obnoxious. It's this belief in yourself that gets you to the success that you want in your life, wherever that is, whether that's in your health, whether that's your career, whether that's your relationships. You have to believe that you are deserving of what you're working towards. You have to believe that you've got what it takes to do what it takes to get to where you want to be. Serena Williams doesn't wake up in the morning and think, I'm going to have a fried up breakfast this morning, and then I'm going to try and work out, and then I'm going to eat 3 donuts, and then I'm going to watch Netflix and chill for the rest of the day. She doesn't. Why doesn't she do that? Because she wants mastery. She wants to be the best at what she does. Now, you don't have to be striving to be the next Serena Williams. Not at all. But whatever you're working on right now, whatever reason you are listening to this podcast, whatever is inspiring you to develop yourself, your personal growth, you can do it in the way that the geniuses do. They're not geniuses by nature. They've just chosen that path of genius for themselves. They've chosen the path of being talented. They've chosen the path of excellence. And they win. Now, this next excerpt gets a little bit deep and a little bit more poignant in terms of how we can do this for ourselves. Heavily resist all piracy of your mastery from this world, tempting you into distractibility and causing digital dementia. We're talking about social media for the sake of social media. Force your attention back to the Everest of potential, aching for fuller expression, and today release all reasons that feed any stagnation of your strengths. Start being an imaginationalist. one of those rare individuals who leads from the nobility of your future versus via the prison bars of your past. Each of us thirsts for days filled with tiny bursts of the miraculous. Every one of us wishes to own our pure heroism and step into unchained exceptionalism. All human beings alive at this moment have a primitive psychological need to produce masterworks that wow, live daily amidst uncommon awe, and know that we are somehow spending our hours in a way that enriches the lives of others. The poet Thomas Campbell said it beautifully when he observed, "To live in hearts we leave behind is not to die." Each of us truly has been built to make history in our own authentic way. For one, this might mean being an excellent coder or a fine teacher who lifts young minds. For another, this opportunity could mean becoming a tremendous mother or a magnificent manager. To yet another, this good fortune may mean growing a great business or being a fantastic salesperson who serves customers superbly. This chance to be remembered by future generations and lead a life that truly matters is not some platitude. This is, in fact, a truth. Yet, so few of us have discovered and then installed the very mentalities, morning practices, and consistent conditions that will guarantee these results appear for us. We all want to re-access our birthright of towering talent, limitless joy, and freedom from fear. But few of us are willing to do the very things that would cause our hidden genius to present itself. Strange, right? And it's very sad. The majority of us have been hypnotized out of the luminosity that is our essence. Most of us in this age spend our most valuable hours being busy, chasing trivial pursuits and artificial amusements while neglecting living a real life. This is a formula for heartbreak at the end. What's the point of spending your best mornings and potentially productive days climbing mountains that you realize were the wrong ones when you are frail and wrinkled? Very sad. Each one of you carries a quiet genius and a triumphant hero within your hearts. Dismiss these as idealistic words of an elderly inspirationalist if you wish, but I'm proud to be an idealist. Our world needs more of us, and yet I'm also a realist. And here's the truth. Most people on the planet today don't think much of themselves, unfortunately. They secure their identity by who they are externally. They evaluate their achievement by what they've collected versus by the character they've cultivated. They compare themselves to the orchestrated and fake highlight reels presented by the people they follow. They measure their self-worth by their net worth. And they get kidnapped by the false thought that because something has never been done, it can't be done, depleting the grand and electrifying possibilities their lives are meant to become. This becomes why the majority is sinking in the quicksand of uncertainty, boredom, distraction, and complexity. To be clear, every day, for the rest of your life, you'll be faced with the chance of showing leadership wherever you are and in all that you do. Leadership isn't just for global icons and marketplace titans. It's an arena everyone gets to play in. Because leadership is a lot less about having a formal title, a large office, and money in the bank, and a lot more about committing to mastery over all you do and in who you are. It's about resisting the tyranny of the ordinary, refusing to allow negativity to hijack your sense of awe and preventing any form of slavery to mediocrity from investing your life. Leadership is about making a difference right where you're planted. Real leadership is about sending out brave work that exemplifies genius, turns your whole field on its head by its scope, innovation, and execution, and is so staggeringly sublime that it stands the test of time. And never work only for the income. Labor for the impact. Make your dominant pursuit the heartfelt release of value that represents an uncommon magic that borders on the poetic. Demonstrate the full-on expression of what's possible for a human being to create. Develop the patience to stick with your dedication to absolute world-class output, even if over a lifetime you only generate a single masterpiece. To achieve this feat alone, you will have made your life's journey a worthy trek. Be a virtuoso, a standout, an exceptionalist. The top 5% are a lot less concerned with fame, cash, and approval, and a lot more invested in punching above their weight within their craft, playing above their pay grade around their talents, and creating the kind of productivity that inspires and serves millions. That's often why they make millions. So never mail it in. Always bring it on. So what's all that about? What is Robin Sharma talking about? I mean, when I read those words, I'm inspired, I'm fired up, I'm ready to seize the day, I'm ready to make the uplifting moves that I need to make in my own life to make that happen. I am. Those words inspire me. But they might sound quite heavy to you. They might sound ridiculous even. They might sound unachievable. And this is what we're talking about. Take a step away from distractions. When you step away from distractions, you open yourself up to so much more. If you're feeling bored right now, if you're feeling stuck, if uncertainty is making you anxious, take this time to learn. Take this time to grow. Take this time to find out who you really are and what you're doing here. What's your purpose? Do you know why you're here? Do you know why you do what you do? Do you know why you work where you work? Do you know why you're in love with who you're in love with? Do you know why you want to be in a relationship? We all have our things that we're not happy about in our lives. We all have it. But we also have a mind that we can control. We don't have to self-sabotage. We don't have to eat 3 donuts in a day because we're feeling down or we're feeling tired. We can, but we don't have to. If we want to feel masterful, if we want to be in control of our lives, if we want to forgive our past and move on to the future that we want to create, it's all within us. We all have the power within us to make it happen. And it's a struggle. Of course it's a struggle. Life wasn't made to be easy. Life gives you choices, and sometimes making the right choice is the hardest thing you can do. But when you give power to the right choices, you start creating that life that you're wanting to create. You start creating the life that you want to live, that you envision yourself living. And do you envision yourself living a particular life? Do you know what kind of life you want to live? Are you choosing ordinary, or are you choosing mastery? What do you want from your life? This is an opportunity to ask yourselves these questions. I know these are heavy questions, but ask them. And then check, are you actually living towards those dreams? Are you going to achieve the things that you want to achieve? And if not, why not? What do you need to do? What can you take control of? The book's called The 5 a.m. Club. It's about waking up at 5 o'clock, using the first 20 minutes of that day to move, to get your heart rate going, to get your circulatory system moving, pumping blood, pumping that oxygen to the brain. And then the next 20 minutes is spent in reflection, in journaling. And you can journal about anything, about what your day's going to be like, about anything. About learning. It's about your growth. Reading a chapter from a book, listening to a podcast that inspires you, setting yourself up for the day. And then the last 20 minutes is spent in meditation, in quiet reflection about how you want to be living for that day. Because you know we don't have the past, and you know we don't have the future. We only ever have the present moment. And if we stop being busy for the sake of being busy and just take this time to check in with ourselves, to check who we are, what we want, what do you want from the day, it will help you. Now, we can obviously wake up in a bad mood. These things happen. And this is where discipline comes into play. How many of us are disciplined? How many of us truly walk the walk of what we want to do? I don't do it. That's hardly inspiring, but I don't do it. I can't do it every day. I can't. But I strive to. That's the difference. Every morning that I wake up, I choose to have a day that I want to have. And sometimes I can't have that day. My child might be unwell. My physical body might be too tired. I may not have slept well. The weather might be getting me down. I might be feeling low in general. But I take that time for myself to find out that's how I'm feeling. And at the same time, I forgive myself so that I don't self-sabotage as the day goes on. Or if I do choose to self-sabotage, I'm choosing that path. And I know what the consequences are going to be if I do that. Rather than going into the day with mindless ambition, go into the day with mindful ambition. And just look at the day. Being in the present moment is being just for today, because that's the only thing that you can control. You can't control the past. You can't control the future. We are only present. Live each day as if it's your last. Never has that statement rang so true than now. So much out of our control, yet so much in our control. The possibilities can be endless. I would love it for you to listen to this episode again. Hear the words that Robin speaks of in this book. Get the book, The 5 a.m. Club, Robin Sharma. Get the book. Have a read. You don't have to wake up at 5 o'clock. It's not the point of the book. You work towards that is what you do. You don't have to do it straight away. There's a nice story within it as well. But if you want to elevate your life, and if you want more from the life that you're living, you've got to start acting like you do. Choose who you spend time with. Choose how you spend your time. Grow, learn. Be more of the beautiful person that you are, and you'll soon discover your own mastery. Thank you for listening to the Self-Care 101 podcast. If you enjoyed the show, I would love it if you would subscribe, rate and review so that other people like you can find the show. To find out more about me, you can follow me on the socials at Frankly Coaching or visit my website, franklycoaching.com. Talk to you soon.